の魅力っていうのはやっぱゲームストーリーの中にも。
A large part of how attractive a character is comes from what he does in the story and the situation he's been thrust in.
Inafune-san, the VP, is very, very character driven. Frank West is an amazing character. We all loved him. Ugly bruiser that he is, he did represent character, and you can't speak of Capcom without acknowledging what they've brought to characters in video games. They are very, very character driven. They wanted us to bring something a little bit more all-American to the franchise, but we didn't want to go with someone absolutely cheesy. We wanted to go with someone iconic, someone that you can recognize from a single screenshot.
Chuck Green slowly evolved over time. You know, like with any character, there's a lot of, both when his visual looks and also his personality, there's a lot of trial and error. And there's about the casting and the animation and all those things work together to create this character. But he's basically an everyday guy caught in an insane situation that he doesn't know how to control. He has to find out how to get out of it and how to control it.
We have concept work we could package in a 100-page book for Chuck. What he started off as and how he's finally ended up. But we're very pleased with how iconic Chuck is.
Chuck sort of fit the story and the personality of the game that we were going for. If Chuck was too similar to Frank West in his personality, then people would say, well, you should have just used Frank West in the first place. So we also needed to make sure that he had a personality that stood on his own and felt very unique in its own right.
Fortune City was always intended to be a secondary character to all of our main characters in our plot line. We wanted something that you as a player could easily digest, but we also wanted something that as you explored the game and discovered more of the plot of the characters in there, you also discovered more about the different levels, flavors, and areas of the city.
We did reuse a fair number of the assets from DR1, particularly with the zombies, so they move and feel very much like they did in the first one, which lends itself to, hey, this feels like Dead Rising. We've got a ton more zombies on the screen, so we had to have more variety just for the sake of not seeing repetitiveness. So it doesn't feel like one single zombie constantly doing the same thing.
Oh no. When we went to Vegas and Reno, we weren't just capturing for the environment. We did take the opportunity to photograph the consumers of Vegas. And then we created basically a mugs list, a wall, like a crime scene. And we did notice a lot of similarities in the kind of guys and girls that go to Vegas. So it's very easy to extract a visual language out of the typical Vegas consumer. They're not just human beings who have been turned into zombies. These are guys who are shopping, gambling, eating, going to shows and clubs when this thing happened.
The zombies are always there, they're always in the way, but typically they're in the way while you're trying to progress to deal with human beings. And one of the staples of zombie movies has always been that the real enemy is other people.
And you are?
Oh, you know me. I'm Slappy.
We did a lot of concept on our psychopaths, and I think those are the characters that had most of the team gathering around the monitors, you know, laughing or pointing out issues with it. That's where we really had to express, this guy's gone absolutely crazy. They're not going to be your typical human beings. They're going to be recognizable for the characteristics that they portray are portrayed on their exterior as well. They're incarnate of gluttony or sexual appetite, or just sheer frustration is represented in their concept. And the character team did an amazing job of translating those into 3D.
I'm Antoine! I am the king of cuisine!